everyone and welcome. In today's video, I'm going to be reviewing for you all the new L'Oreal Total Cover 24-Hour Foundation. This foundation just recently launched. I had not been able to find it in any of my local drugstores, but I was able to order it online, so I got lucky there. It retails for $12.99, so $13 US. It comes in 12 different shades. I grabbed the shade Natural Beige to try out today. The claims on this foundation straight from the website are that it is a full coverage foundation that provides lightweight feel and a natural finish. So for anyone looking for really, intense coverage, but you don't want to feel the intensity of the coverage, this foundation is supposed to be for you. The foundation is meant to blend instantly in order to cover dark spots, blemishes, scars, hyperpigmentation for a flawless looking complexion. Like I mentioned, it is full coverage. It's supposed to glide on and feel fresh all day. So we'll see, we'll test it out, see how it works out today. So the first thing that I'm going to do is color correct my under eye area before applying the foundation. So I'm going to go do that off camera and I'll be right back. Okay, so now I am back with color corrector on. Now it's time to apply some of this foundation. And I think I'm just going to apply it. Hopefully I matched my skin tone pretty well. I think I'm going to apply it with my damp beauty blender actually. Okay, so now I'll zoom you all in so that you can get a better look at my skin before applying the foundation. So this is the area that I usually look at. As you can see, I have like tiny little veins that just show up here along the cheek area. That's a blemish, I believe. Aside from that, I really don't look at anything else. I don't have anything else going on the skin. On this side, I have that as well as this dark spot here. So that's what I'm looking at whenever I am applying a full coverage foundation, just making sure that all those spots are concealed. Okay, so I'm just starting with a little bit, and it feels kind of a little moussey, almost. Does that make sense? I think this might be a little too light for me. We'll see. So far I like the coverage that I'm getting from this. Okay, now moving on to this side. Okay, so I like it. I like the way that it feels. It doesn't really feel very heavy on the skin whatsoever, and I like the coverage that it did provide. Yeah, it looks good, and it doesn't look very cakey. It doesn't look like it's not my skin, in my opinion. I'll show you all a close-up look so that you can see how well it's doing around these areas. Okay, so as you can see, most of the stuff that I was kind of complaining about earlier, that's all gone. You can still see the spot on this side a little bit, but aside from that, the cheeks are looking pretty good. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and finish off the rest of my face, add a little bronzer to make the foundation appear a little bit deeper, just a tiny bit deeper, since I feel like it's a little too light for my complexion, and I will be right back. Okay, so now I am back with a full face of makeup, and I must say that so far I like the way that it's wearing, I like the way that it is setting, I like the way that it looks, and I like the way that it feels. It doesn't feel heavy, it doesn't feel restricting in any way. Some foundations can have like that heavy feel, or the feel that if you kind of just like move your face, it might crack a little bit. I don't know if you all have ever experienced anything like that. I know that I have. This one doesn't give that, or it doesn't do that for me. But then again, it is still early on. I just put it on, so we'll see how it wears. It is currently 11:42 a.m., so I will try to check back with you all between 3:30, 4 o'clock for a midday check-in. Okay, so now I am back. It is currently 3:40, so about, 4 hours since I applied the foundation, and I must say, I really like the way that it is performing. It looks pretty nice still, in my opinion. It is still, giving me full coverage. I'm going to show you all a close-up so that you can see exactly what it looks like after about 4 hours of wear. Okay, so here were my trouble areas, and as you can see, it still looks pretty good. And the same with this side, as you can see, still holding up. So as you can see, the foundation is still looking pretty good. I really like the way that it is holding up. I like the way that it is wearing. At one point, it is really lightweight. So at one point the other day, I had to stop myself from scratching at my face because I forgot that I was even wearing makeup. Like it does feel really light. So that is it for my midday check-in. I am going to probably be finishing off my day here at around 7:30, 8 o'clock perhaps. So I will come back and do a final check-in at that time. Okay, so now I am back for a final check-in. It is currently 7:30, so I'm about like, what, 10, 15 minutes short of a full 8 hours of wear. And I am really pleasantly surprised with this foundation. The coverage is still there. After 8 hours, it hasn't really moved anywhere or done anything that I don't want it to do. Aside from the fact that I do feel pretty dewy here, but that's normal for me. I tend to get dewy around the T-zone, but I also noticed that I was a little bit dewy here on the sides of my nose. Now, I don't know if that is the foundation or not. The foundation doesn't claim to be luminous or hydrating or have any of that verbiage, but it also doesn't claim to be matte. So I'm not really sure what the reason behind the dewiness here next to the nose is, but I definitely know that the dewiness along the T-zone, that's totally me, totally normal. So yeah, let me show you all a close-up look to see exactly what it looks like after about 8 hours of wear. Okay, so as you can see, if I had to be picky about the coverage, I guess I could say it kind of wore off a little bit here, but on this side, to me, it all pretty much looks the same. So in conclusion, would I recommend this foundation? And the answer is yes, I definitely would recommend this foundation. It's full coverage, it is lightweight, it definitely lasts throughout the day. I mean, I don't see myself wearing it for more than the 8 hours per day, but if you are someone that's looking to wear it for more than 8 hours, I mean, it looks pretty good and it's been 8 hours. I would assume that it could last you even further than that. But for me, it's just not necessary. But aside from that, the only complaint that I would have, I guess, is that the shade range just isn't there. I mean, the one that I chose, I feel is just a little bit too light for my complexion, but I made it work, especially with bronzer. I'd rather go a little bit too light than a little bit too dark because I feel it's harder to come back when your foundation is a little bit too deep or too cool or anything like that. But if it's a little light, I can work with it, so that was not an issue. But I do wish that they had more shade options because it was either this or the one above. I believe it was a little bit too cool for me. The one below was just going to be a little bit too light. And so this one was the best that I could do out of their options or out of their selection. So that would be the only complaint, is that they don't have the range that I would like to see. But aside from that, I mean, it's good. It's a good foundation. If you're looking for something out of the drugstore, full coverage, that is going to wear really, really nicely and comfortably, this one, definitely it. So that is all for today. Thank you all so much for watching. I truly hope that you enjoyed this review and that it helps you, you know, sway one way or the other, depending on whether or not you were looking at this foundation that just recently launched. I mean, hey, I hope I helped. So as always, take care, and I will see you all in my next video. Mwah. Bye.
We lose our sight when we put our trust in things of this material world.